Hey gang, Ronan here. As you can see in this game, we've got Captain Insano playing the Giulio Cesare. He is bottom tier, but that doesn't mean a whole heck of a lot because in a tier 5 ship, what are you going to face? Maximum of tier 7, and in this case, it's only tier 6. Now you'll see there was a bug that was introduced with 10.05. Those two boxes and that setting, while they will remain, those boxes will remain checked and that setting will remain active in the game, it has to be manually reset each time I run a replay. So that's just a little brief explanation of why I'm doing that. I like all the additional information, and since update 10.5, well, that's what I have to do in order to have it. Now, if you have the Giulio Cesare, I'm sure you're aware, it is a super fun ship to play. It's one of a handful of ships that when I play it, I feel a little bit dirty because it is, well, at least in my opinion, and I'm not alone in this. For a tier 5 ship, it's maybe a little too much. This probably should have been a tier 5.5, or even a tier 6. Maybe could have given it a little bit more AA and made it a good tier 6 ship. But anyway, all I really know about this is that Cap said he did a little seal clubbing. Now, this is a replay that I recorded, I don't know, probably 3, 4, or 5 days ago. Just been a whole lot going on in real life, and there are some very important things, some very serious things kind of going on in life that have kept me from playing as much as I want or spending as much time doing this as I want, because I love to do this. So rather than let all these replays, and I've got, probably 8 or 10 of them that were sent to me during the 0.10.5 update, just kind of go the way of the dodo, I recorded them all, didn't really watch them, I just got them all recorded and converted to MP4 files so that I could do what we're doing right now. When I had a little bit more time, I could sit and watch them and comment, create a little commentary about them. Oh, I can see what you did there. It was very tempting to fire on the kamikaze, but when you get a broadside for a talk at 10 kilometers, you got to take that shot, and 6,400 damage. It's not too shabby. I was really hoping, I'm sure Cap was too, to see some Citadel action there, but didn't happen. That Marblehead is going to eat at least one torpedo. Yeah, maybe I'm wrong about that. Maybe he survived it. Okay, so, yeah, Giulio Cesare, a little bit OP, but on the enemy team, they've got a T-61, which I think is a good counter to Giulio, and they also have a kamikaze, but so do the good guys. So in terms of matchmaking, both teams have their strengths, both teams have their weaknesses. I really like the Eagle, which is one of the DDs, the tier 6 DD, one of the 2 tier 6 DDs on the good guys team. It's a very fast kind of gunboat DD, and the speed at this tier can catch some people off guard and make it a little bit tougher to hit. Torpedoes, while not amazing, they do hit fairly hard. You can surprise people with them, and your speed allows you to get in positions that people might not expect. Fuchsia, another tier 6 DD on the team. Whew, if those land, that Emerald's going to take a paddling here. Well, that's unusual, kind of startling and surprising. Emerald got hit more or less broadside and didn't explode. If you have Emerald, you know what I'm talking about. Well, neither team has lost a ship yet. The bad guys have managed to secure 2 caps, which is giving them a significant points lead. 162 points this stage, and growing. Oh, Fusion. Very fun ship. I don't play it that much because, well, I just, I have way too many ships. I kind of collect them. And I really like having a ship for whatever missions happen to be running at any given time. I think that's kind of a nice thing. It helps me decide what to play sometimes when I'm maybe feeling like, what should I play? What should I play? Fusion is a ship that and that's what I was talking about earlier. And that is what usually happens when Emerald gets hit with anything broadside. Nice shot, Cap. I think he's going to be able to turn into, this torpedo. Even if it has a range, it's not going to hit. Fusion I think this goes back to, if you've been playing the game for a while, you remember there was somebody with Wargaming. His name was Nico Power. I really liked him a lot. I think most people did. I was very sorry to see him go, although I wish him well in whatever he's moved on to. He was very engaged with the community through the forums and ran a lot of forum contests. In fact, back in the day, I won several premium ships as a result of some of those contests, which I thought was really cool, and I found it super engaging. I loved that somebody on the company payroll was that plugged into the players. You can see that for Ataka way back there with 123 HP. He's just running for his life at this point. And Nico was one of the contests that got run. Finishing the story was to create a 90 seconds or less. Ooh, that hurt. Eggle goes down to Congo. Fabuki goes down to Gaida. Good guys are down 3 ships. Bad guys are down 2 ships. One of the contests was to create a 90-second or less video of one of your games. And I had a game in the Fusion, which literally came down to the last second on the timer. And this is before I started adding commentary. Devonshire takes out the Fusion. Each team now down 3. So I do have the replay up here on our site if you're curious. I think because I was the only DD in the game, which is, it just doesn't get any better than that. And as I recall, there was no CV, so I spotted, I think, 11 ships for the team, which is about as good as it gets. And sank, well, it's fair to say I sank more than my share. And because it came down to the last second, it was a super exciting, very fun game, and it created a little bit of a soft spot in my heart for the Fusion, despite the fact that I don't play it all that often. Ooh. Good guys looted Ranger and Gaida. Friendly Fusion takes out enemy kamikaze with guns, which is great. But bad guys now have a 1-ship advantage. They're down only 4 ships. Good guys are down 5 ships, including their CV. And to finish the story about the Fusion game I was talking about, I think you can see the whole game if you're curious. There just won't be any commentary. You can speed through it and kind of see what happened. But there's also a 90-second version where I just kind of highlight moments in that 90-second video. And I think it was pretty fun, the 90-second video. I was very proud of it. It was the first time I'd ever done anything like that. Nice shot. All right, so that's 2 kills, 66 plus 1,000 damage, a couple of citadels, 30 shells on targets. So if you are so inclined, you can use the search function on our page here for Fusion, and I'm sure that 90-second video will pop up. Obviously, it won't take you much time, but I would love to hear your comments about that, because it's something I did a while ago, and that, well, until this game, I haven't even thought about for probably the better part of a year. But I got such a kick out of it and was so proud of it. I'd love it if you could take a minute and go check it out and tell me what you think. Oof. That was a really nice long-range shot, and Cap finishes off Furataka. That's 3 ships sunk now, and 66,665 damage, a couple of citadels, 5 aircraft shot down, 1 incapacitation, and helped with a cap. You can see in the comments there that the Dunkirk is saying, group up, focus your fire. Good advice. And he's actually still in the game. Usually you only get advice like that if somebody's already dead. If you hear me slurping, it's because I'm drinking coffee. Yesterday was an exceptionally long day. And despite the fact that it's late morning at this point, I'm still drinking coffee, using caffeine to try and keep my head in the game. Torpedo bombers coming in on the starboard side. Cap is angling to try and avoid those. See how well Ranger can drop here. Ooh, a double citadel shot. That was awesome, Cap. And avoids the torpedoes. You can see that the torpedoes on the Ranger are not all that speedy. Now, we've got a Pensacola. You can see the angle is just over 30 degrees. Pensacola is going to move forward, so those are going to fall behind it. And I'll take this moment to advertise the World of Warships mod station. If you're not using the mod station, why not? It has such incredibly good tools that are all sanctioned by Wargaming. The mod station is created by Wargaming, and it warehouses in a very, very user-friendly UI some mods created by people in the community that have the Wargaming seal of approval. Wargaming keeps it updated, and you've got fantastic tools in there that can really, really improve the game. Friendly Fusion goes down. What am I talking about? Well, you can see just under the aiming reticule there, you can see something that'll tell you what your angle is to your target and what your target's angle is to you. You can also get some idea of how they are turning. All of that helps shot placement and helps you avoid enemy shots. You can also see, it's difficult to see right now because you can see that little A that's above the word Pensacola. You can see a little green circle at the very top of that. It tells you that ship is moving forward. There, you can really see it with the email pretend. That's another mod sanctioned by Wargaming. They'll tell you whether the ship is moving forward, whether it's stationary, or whether it's in reverse. So the lights will be there. The circle will be either green, yellow, or red. And Cap is wiggling, trying to avoid aircraft. And this has turned into a game. The good guys are down on points, but now they've flipped the caps. So now the good guys have 2 caps, bad guys only have 1. And Emil Britain is, well, I'm not sure what he's doing. He's still at the A cap. I really kind of feel like he should have been with Kunuk, but Kunuk could have used the help against the kamikaze. Maybe he was worried the Dunk might finish him off. It looks to me, okay, so Dunk is going to rush the Congo. It looks to me like Cap is focused on the CV here. Now, Bertin has made himself visible, and Cap might have gotten a shot off to finish the Emil Bertin. You can see he doesn't have many hit points left. But by keeping the CV busy, Cap's going to be able to outrun that. By keeping the CV busy, yeah, he could definitely finish the Emil Bertin, but by keeping the CV busy, Cap is helping his team to stay in the game down south, because otherwise the Ranger would more than likely be keeping the kamikaze lit. Nice shot on the Ranger. You can see the Eagle player was saying, shoot the baton. I don't know. It's debatable. There is advantage to keeping this CV occupied. So if he were to be spotting that kamikaze, that would allow the Emil Breton to position himself to get guns on him while avoiding shells from Piotr release. Ranger's running out of room. He's going to have to either just nose into the corner or turn. Looks like he's going to nose into the corner. Oof. 3 ricochets. That's ugly. Well, these guns are fantastic, but they're not really large caliber. Good guys now have a ship lead, a cap lead, and a points lead. And this has turned around quite nicely. Breton is in big trouble. I think Dunk's going to finish off Congo. Just looking at the angles, you can see the Dunk's nose in, Congo's showing some side, and the Dunk does finish him off. Cap picks up high caliber with that shot on the CV. And the CV is turning. Got 8 seconds. Cap's going to get another volley off. Ranger really needs to be bringing his nose around as fast as possible, but he's barely moving. This is probably going to be very, very painful for the CV. Yeah, great job, Cap. See you next time.